Yo, what's good? Welcome back. If this is your first time here, I go by the name of DJ Focus. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a old school hip hop beat. I'm also gonna be chopping up a sample, so let's get into it. So here's the sample I'm gonna be using for the video. Alright, so now that we have this, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the beats per minute for the sample. Alright, so I found the beats per minute. It's 86. Alright, so now that we have this, the next thing I'm gonna work on is the drums. And then once I'm done with the drums, I'm gonna make a part 2. And the part 2 is gonna be chopping up the sample. So I just picked out the sounds and this is what they sound like. So for the drum pattern, I want something to sound simple, but I want it to sound crazy at the same time. So let's achieve that. I'm gonna show you guys how. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is the snares. Alright, so this is what the beat sounds like so far. Alright, so now that part's done, I'm gonna do the kicks now. So this is what the beat sounds like so far. So for the beginning of the beat, I'm gonna add something a little bit different. So I'm gonna take my sample. So I'm bringing the pitch a little bit higher. And the next thing I'm gonna add for the intro, I'm gonna add gross beat. Alright, so now that we have that, the next thing I'm gonna add a low filter. I'm just gonna use the first one, a generic one. So this is what the intro is gonna sound like. Alright, so I'm liking that. Now the next thing I'm gonna add like a tape effect at the end of the sample. And for that, I'm gonna use Looperator. I'm gonna take all these off. And the only one I'm gonna leave is this tape effect right here. And this is what it sounds like. So for the 808, I'm just gonna copy and paste my kick. next thing I'm gonna work on is on the sample, and I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna chop it up 16 different ways so I can be able to play it on my MPC. So let's do that. I'm gonna fast forward that part because that part takes forever. So I'm gonna show you how I chop up my samples. I'm only going to show you part of it because it's just going to take way too long. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add FPC, which is this right here. And I already have a preset made. It's just called main. And so now what I do, I bring my sample up, I right click on it, and I hit edit in audio editor. And once this comes up right here, this is where you can chop up your sample. For example, I only want the first bar. So I'm just going to use this part. And then what I'm going to do, drag and drop it into this channel right here. And as you guys can see, it's right here. I'm gonna do this 16 more times. And then on the MPC, this is what it looks like when you start playing it. Alright, so I chopped up the whole sample, and this is what I have. So I finished up the beat. I broke it into two different sections. One where I chopped up the sample, and the other one where I just left the sample alone. And I'm gonna let you guys listen to it. Pretty much that's it, and thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out.